Noisy Pixel.
What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of the Noisy Pixel Podcast, the official podcast of noisypixel.net, a show where we talk about games and mostly talk about ourselves. I'm your host, Brian, and today I'm joined by Victor Aparicio.
How's it going, guys?
It's the same. Everything is a blur.
It's all the same thing.
All days of the blur. I've been at home and have not left in like a week.
I know. Well, I can't say that because my job's still going.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. At least you're still working.
Pays the bills.
Pays the bills. At least you can pay the bills, which is more than can be said for a lot of people out there.
Oh,
let's dive right into it. Victor, what have you been playing during this quarantine time? Well, I guess it's not quarantine for you, as you said. You still have work, or you go out and stuff.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I still been inside a lot, but I don't know. I kind of took the opportunity to do other stuff that we'll get into later. But let's see. I played 2 games for review last time I was on that. I wasn't on last episode. I heard all about the social distancing, and I thought that meant virtual too, zero social. I didn't realize it was a physical thing. I'm just kidding. But
the government's just like, don't talk to anybody, please.
no talking, please.
No talking.
Keep your head down and your thumb up. And but I did play 2 games for review. The first one I played was Ori Will of the Wisp. That one was very fun.
Nice.
Really good. So a little spoiler about the review, by the way, which was we had this little bit talk me and Azaria did, because all the reviews were coming out by the time we were able to do a review of it. Mm-hmm. And everyone's saying like, oh, Ori's, they did it again, it's amazing and all that stuff. But like, I was running into issues where like the game was stuttering so hard that I was just like, oh my god. Like, it was my first conundrum as a critic and a quote unquote journalist. And I was like, what do I do? This game's amazing, but as a product, it like sucks ass. not to be so mean about it, but then Azaria was confused too, because he was reading all these reviews and all of them like some of them mention it. They're like, oh, it stutters here and there, but like no. But even though the problem was prevalent and everyone was having it, like everyone kind of ignored it.
Glassed over it. Yeah, this is where the video game integrity of noisypixel.net comes in. So we'll tell you a game is good, but mechanically it sucks ass.
So I had a bit of a moral dilemma, and after talking to Zari about it, I was like, here's the deal. This game is great. It's fantastic. I'm actually upset that I've been too busy not escaping the Rona to completely finish it off. I did all the necessary stuff for critiques, you see. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, all right, this game's amazing. But like I said, as a product, it's like, how dare you, Microsoft, sell this to people? Stuff like that. So go read the full review. It's all gravy. I'm not mad at anybody, but mostly mad at Brian. Brian, I had to find someone to blame. And I can't be biased towards Microsoft or ourselves. So I have to pick on somebody.
Fine. I do this for you guys.
But yeah, and I also did. I'm currently doing Zombie Army Trilogy for the Switch. So it's a really interesting game in terms of this is the first time that Rebellion has ported over a game that's from this generation. Usually they'll do like Nintendo or like PC ports or whatever. I think PC. I might be wrong about that. Ports from the previous generation, like Xbox, PS3 games. Mm-hmm. And like, oh yeah, that'll fit on Switch fine. But like this one's like it's more newer. It has more technologies and bullet slowing and particle effects. Ooh, all the fancy stuff.
Mhm.
So they're just like, oh man, how do we put this in the Switch? But they learned some cool compressing data down and all that stuff without really compromising too much on how the game looks, and and to
Oh,
keep
that's
the
cool.
frame rate up and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that was the preview and the build I played at PAX East, and now I'm here for the review. So far so good. The frame rate does stay. So far I've been playing nothing on docked mode. I'm gonna check it on handheld mode more
Mhm.
over the weekend. But for during my game capturing and my initial impressions, taking notes and stuff, it's been running fantastic, and it looks great on TV. To be honest,
Nice.
um, so so yeah, there's that. So look forward to that review. I believe our embargo is the 30th or the 31st. I'll be sure not to break it when I figure out the actual date and don't get anyone in trouble. But yeah, expect that review very soon. But other than
Cool,
that,
cool, cool.
Call of Duty Warfare. That's what it's called. Call of Duty
Yeah.
Warfare with the buddies. But that's like
That's the free to play one, right?
yes, correct. So like if you have the game already, the base Modern Warfare game and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Um, it's just a patch, and this is the funniest part to me. The patch is to have all that stuff enabled because obviously you already have all the assets and whatnot installed on your PlayStation already, and this is more of a patch that's like 30 gigs, I believe, 40 gigs. But for people who don't have the game and they're just installing just the free to play portion, it's like 120 gigs. And it's,
Wow.
I mean, of course, for people who already have it, the file's even larger than that. But for people who are just like, oh yeah, another free to play game, another battle royale, I'm going to
Mhm.
download this real quick and just play like a free game with my buddies. Nope. If you have a slow internet connection, prepare for that guy to download pretty much most of your day. So, uh, yeah,
That's
it's great.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's very funny. My friend, who fortunately just decided to buy himself internet, because there's a time where he was like scavenging off the Xfinity, like, hotspot, whatever. Like, when you're an Xfinity customer and they give you a router, and for some reason by default it like feeds off like a free hotspot, like
Mhm.
internet, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Like people who have Xfinity can use part of your modem to get
Yeah.
free Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So my friend still knows the Xfinity login for his like parents' Xfinity service, but he
Yeah.
uses that to like vulture off his neighbor's actual service. So he's basically been using a hotspot for his PlayStation, his PC, his phones, like all this stuff, just so
That's
he can avoid
hilarious.
paying for internet. And it's like it used to be a legitimate detriment to our friendship, because it would be like, oh, this game just came out, let's play tonight, and he's just like, nah,
See
dude,
you
it's
in 2
gonna
years. Yeah.
this just got to download overnight. So fortunately, he just started paying for internet, good internet too. Like he was able to download
I mean,
those
I
gigs.
applaud his patience, man. That's amazing. Right
Yeah,
there.
he was able
Uh,
to download those gigs in like 2-3 hours, and we played that night. So
yeah.
great time.
Dope.
Anyways, that's
Um, yeah, for me, I bought, well, I didn't buy it. So it was my birthday on the 22nd.
happy birthday.
Thank you. And so as a gift, my friends bought me the new Animal Crossing game on
Nice.
Switch. Um, and so I have been playing that nonstop for like a week. Like, it's so addicting to me. Which is funny because Azario is like, this is boring as fuck. Like, I hate this
Yeah.
game. But for me, I'm like, I can't. I wish I could keep playing this, but
Mm.
it's been 7 hours since I've moved from this spot. um, but yeah, it's like the first Animal Crossing game I've actually like put a lot of time in playing because I've always heard good things about Animal Crossing and I've never actually played one.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's like a kind of like a Zen garden-y experience. I don't know. I find it very relaxing where you just like
Mhm.
don't do anything. I'm just like, I'm just gonna chop a bunch of wood today. And you just slowly walk around your island, smacking trees until your axe breaks. And then you're like, whoop, gotta go buy another axe. And then you go buy another axe and keep chopping wood. And then you do that for like 2 hours.
Yeah, my experience with Animal Crossing is also a bit limited. Like, I've before Let's Plays and Twitch and all that stuff, I've actually watched my friends play this game for hours on like the GameCube, and
That
that's
sounds
pretty much
boring.
that's
Sounds
pretty
so
much
boring.
that's pretty much the whole thing. And he would tell me like all the cool friends he had or in like the
Yeah.
village.
Yeah.
But now I'm seeing the addiction firsthand with my girlfriend Heather. She won't stop, and she has the Switch Lite, so like it's just super portable. She's like every room she's played Animal Crossing and like and oh my god, she just won't stop.
Yeah.
She's trying to get
I can't even put my finger on it either. I think it's fun for me because I'm like I grew up playing like MMOs and like like other RPGs where grinding is part of the enjoyment of it.
Mhm.
Like, you gotta get used to liking the grind, otherwise you won't play this game anymore. And Animal Crossing, I feel like it's like that, but without all the other stuff that makes MMORPGs good. Yeah, like there's always like new ceilings for like unlocking more content, which is just like more loans you have to pay, and so you have to keep grinding away till you have enough money to pay your loan so you can get a new room in your house and stuff like that. And like talking about Animal Crossing, like and hearing myself say this stuff, like it's insane. Like it doesn't make any sense why this game is good and why it's fun, but it's like it's so addicting. Like I can't explain it properly. It's something that like you'll either love Animal Crossing or you'll think it's so shitty of a game. And like one thing that I was thinking about, because since like my friends bought it, like, hey, let's play this game together. And then after playing this, I'm like, there's really no playing this game together. It's you guys are separately just grinding out your own island. And
Mhm.
then once you amass enough cool shit, you just show your friends your cool shit. And then be like, ah, bet you got one of these, huh? No, ha, I do. And then you just be really pretentious about it, and then you kick them out of your island and keep playing Animal Crossing. Just like, oh, you don't have this marble table that you can craft? Well, I can make it. And then they're like, that's neat. And then that's it. 2 minutes later, they leave and they go and play Animal Crossing by themselves again.
If I was
Like,
playing, I'd just show off all the tarantulas I collected, and they're like,
yeah,
he's like, you can sell those for money. I'm just like, no, I just want them.
that's where the real money is, man. That's where the real money is.
That's right.
Like we literally like every evening I go and you like take this like ticket to fly to a random island. You clear out everything on that island and just run around until spiders spawn and then collect nothing but spiders and then sell it
Mhm.
for like 200,000 bells or something and
That's
pay
right.
off like a quarter of your mortgage.
That's right. Tarantula
Uh,
Island.
yeah. But I mean, it's fun. It's addicting, and it's a good like time waster where you don't really have to think about anything. You know, if you want to just turn your brain off and just actively not actively do something,
Mhm.
play Animal Crossing.
That's right. I sort of wish I had it, but I'm just like, nah, dog. I'm trying to survive the Rona. I'm not trying to social distance in every possible way.
Yeah, you really like lose yourself into a hole when you play Animal Crossing. It's very bad.
I can.
Um, so yeah, if you have an addictive personality like me, maybe it's probably best you don't get it because you'll never put it down, and your life will be just fly by. Days really fly by. But at the same time, they don't because a lot of the stuff is time locked too, where you're like, hey, you paid off your mortgage and you could buy a new house. Construction's not done till tomorrow. And then you're just like, wait, so I can't play this game until tomorrow? And they're basically like, yeah, you can't.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really shitty. Like, I collected a bunch of stuff for donating to the museum in the game, but
Mhm.
it takes 3 days for you to build that museum. 3 real days. The first
Like,
day, the museum curator comes. Then you give him like what 10 or 15 specimens. Then he says, "Cool, I'm going to open up a museum." Day 2, the museum is under construction. Day 3, the museum is open. So you and during the time where after you deposit the first like 10 specimens, he doesn't accept any more specimens until the museum's built. So you just amass so much shit and you don't know what to do with it until the museum opens.
Oh man, that's funny.
But yeah, there's definitely like been complaints about it as far as like Nintendo makes you play the game a certain way and stuff like that. Where like if you have the game and multiple accounts on the same Switch, it's one island per Switch.
Hmm.
So you guys can't even share the game really at all.
Yeah, I was hearing like if you don't have certain uh activities or something, or like certain things open like within the first like sections of the game,
Mm.
not even your side account, like your sub accounts, like they can't get it either. Like they have to wait for the main account, on the
Yeah.
Switch to
Yeah,
get to
because
that part or something like that.
like so like your routine for Animal Crossing, you basically your island consists of trees that'll have fruit on it that you can pick. You can
Mhm.
chop the trees for wood. You can shake the trees to get some items occasionally.
Mhm.
You can mine these rocks for like ore and clay and stuff like that. So, but those are like finite resources, like per day. So every
Yeah.
day you can only get so much from doing those activities, and then you don't get anything else from it after that's done. So if you're sharing an account with multiple people on the same Switch, um, you you if one person does all that stuff, then the rest of the people are like, this is boring. There's literally nothing
Oh
for me
man.
to do. Like, there's no fruits on these trees anymore. There's no wood left in these trees anymore. These rocks aren't mineable. There's no weeds to pull. All the flowers are pulled. There's nothing left. I can fish. So you can fish as much as you want in the game, and you can
Mhm.
catch bugs as much as you want in the game. But other than that, that's it. It's all you can do.
Wow,
Yeah.
I
And
like it.
so yeah, it's more like in the sense that like it's just like a daily thing for you to do. It would be really good as like a mobile phone game. I know they had one and that was pretty addicting as well. But yeah, as far as like a fully engaging game, it's probably not the best. I think it's a very specific need that this game fulfills. Um,
Which is not me.
yeah, it's not for everybody. And you know what? Honestly, I don't know how much of it is for me. I'm on the fence of am I just playing this because I'm addicted to it, or am I playing this because it's fun and it's good? And I'm on the fence about that right now.
I'm sorry. I'm starting to feel like I don't like grinding anymore because like there's a little bit of it in Pokemon,
Hmm.
and like that was like the final thing that killed it for me. So like from what you're telling me, it was just like this is the grinding game but with no RPG elements.
Yeah,
I'm just like Hopefully, I like the social aspect of like having random new friends on my island
yeah. It's
because
only fun
otherwise,
like having new friends on your island and like learning new recipes to craft or like finding new things to put in your house and like decorating your house are like the only
Mhm.
real fun thing, like actively fun things in Animal Crossing. I feel where you're like, ooh, I got these new rugs. How am I gonna put these in my house? And like you interior decorate a little, which is why I'm like, it's like a Zen garden sort of situation, where it's like relaxing because you don't have to think too much and gives you like something to do, you know.
Mhm.
But like a Zen garden is no like John Wick movie to watch or something. Two different things for two different like needs. Um, but yeah, so I've been playing a lot of that, and that's pretty much all I've been playing this
Oh,
whole.
good.
Um, but I did buy Luigi's Mansion 3, so I do plan on playing that as well. Because I went and picked it up because I'm looking for more co-op games to play with Jess at the house.
There's a third one.
Mhm.
Oh wait, is that the one with Gooigi?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, I went crazy for a second. I
It's
had
like
no idea what you're talking about.
we're on 3.
because all I remember is the second one is like a 3DS only game,
Mhm.
and that's all I remember.
There's also like a Luigi's Mansion. I don't know if it's a Luigi's Mansion thing or if it's something separate. I think it's a Luigi's Mansion. It's like an arcade game,
Mm.
and it's one of those like rail shooters, but it's Luigi's Mansion themed. So you get you and whoever else sits in the booth with you. You each get a vacuum, and you just vacuum up ghosts as like a rail shooter. It's pretty fun. But
Oh,
the vacuum's got like a little haptic feedback on it, so when you like suck up a ghost on the screen, it feels like something's going down the vacuum. It's pretty neat.
I want to play.
Yeah, it's really short, but it's really fun. I think I played it at a Dave and Buster's.
Oh, Dave
Um,
Busters, they get everything.
yeah, so hopefully that still exists by the time we're all unquarantined. Uh, oh yeah, moving on. Let's talk gaming news. Anything in gaming news that you want to bring up for this week's podcast?
Yeah, I want to talk a bit about the Nintendo Direct Mini that we had this morning. What is it? The morning of the 26th, March 26th. All right. So I guess the biggest thing, because I don't know anything about it, is the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, which is
Mhm.
that old chestnut, that old Wii thing, and like people were just like, I bought a Wii at launch. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where's one? It turns out you didn't buy the other console, but but from what I understand, it's like it's just it's like an improved thing. It has like a better HUD and like some sort of like menu accessibility things, and it runs smoother and like has some visual updates. But other than that, it's the same game. It's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. I never played it. There's like I don't know if it's like a DLC that adds to the game's story, but like there's a second part of it that I'm forgetting what it's called right now. Gosh, oh, I'm really good at this. But yeah, there's some DLC that's gonna come out later alongside of it, and like it has some more story stuff. So like if you're just like Xenoblade Chronicles crazy, then I'm happy for you, and I hope you live a long healthy life and wash your hands. Um, Next on the thing is we got a little bit more of an update from Pokemon Sword and Shield. So coincidence there. Hopefully it makes me play it. We'll see.
We'll
Um,
see.
but it's more of an update about the Isles of Armor, which is the first one that's going to come out
Mhm.
before the winter one, whatever that one's called,
Mhm.
the Crown Tundra, I believe, whatever. And so the Isles of Armor is going to come out. I should probably read things before I start talking. Oh, great. The end of June. They don't have a hard release date other than the end of June. So you get there. There's some. It's like very like dojo themed and like whatever. Like so very very like rural Japan a little bit, and then you're given a Pokemon when you get to there.
Mhm.
Kubfu or something like that. It's like a cute little kung fu bear. Go ahead and make your kung fu panda
Oh,
jokes right now. And
cute.
and the crazy thing about this is that after you get him, you have the option to go fight in one of two towers, which is the Towers of Two Fists. One's called the Tower of Darkness, one's called the Tower of Waters. Whichever one you complete will make your Pokemon evolve into the next evolution, either doing the dark arts or the water arts. I think it's called like single strike for the one if you do the darkness one, and rapid strike style if you do the Tower of Water. So like whatever you can complete, and you can only complete one of them. Um, your Pokemon will have either darkness or light or water attacks, um, special abilities. So that's super cool to
Nice.
to make you choose. It's like it's a gun to your head, like do it now. It's just like, oh, this is supposed to be Pokemon and fun. I'm so threatened.
Make your decision.
Also, there's new Gigantamax. Thank
Gigantamax.
you.
I got you, man. I got you.
For your evolved starter Pokemon Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Elatellin.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing
Helen
a
Keller? What?
fantastic job right now. I have Rillaboom, so that's
Yeah.
I don't care about the other ones. But
Mhm.
they have Gigamax ones, and we've seen them before when they first, outlined the season passes or the expansion pass earlier this late last year. And so we already know about them. It talks a little bit more about their abilities, but obviously everyone memed the hell out of the Atelodon's whatever's Gigamax, where he's like a sniper, and like
Yeah,
people
and a
would meme
crow's
that he's about to
nest.
like
Yeah.
shoot people, like
Mhm.
our great president John F. Kennedy. Bad Pokemon, bad Pokemon.
Bad Pokemon.
And yeah, but the thing I'm most excited about, and yes, I am excited about this. Finally, new haircuts. The
Oh, nice.
the range of haircuts you get in the base game, there's like 5 of them, and they're
Yeah.
all stupid.
Yeah, like, they really should just put a bunch of outfits and haircuts in that game.
Yeah. I haven't really changed my clothes or my hair since I started the game because it's like the most definitive. I'm pretty sure the boy I made is the best boy, and he can't look any cooler than that. Um, we got a game from Gung Ho Online Entertainment that's coming out. Actually, no, it's not coming out. It's on right now. It's a free download. It's crazy.
What?
It's called Ninjala, and it's a free to play. Like it's a bit battle royale, I think. But it's mostly like a melee style. Like you got your. It's kind of visually it's kind of like a reminiscent of Splatoon, but like it's like candy themed. It's like there's like instead of like ooey gooey ink, like it's like bubble gum and like lollipops and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
interesting.
and your katana and your big axe and like your yo-yos and all that stuff, they're all like candy themed as well. You got freaking pink and white and whatever color hairs and stuff. It's really interesting looking. I recommend you watch the trailer for it. But yeah, like you just run around and hit people with your toy katanas and stuff, and it's like super PvP, and like you just beat each other up, and it's like, but it's like very cartoonish in the way you can do an 8-player free for all or a 4v4.
Mhm.
And yeah, and just like Splatoon, you just kind of run around this map. It's a little bit more of a city, but like it's still like a map, and like you can run vertically up walls, and like it's very like cartoon ninjas,
That's
like
pretty dope.
you and your friends like playing in the backyard or whatever kind of thing. So
I'm
yeah,
sold. You sold that game better than I sold Animal
yeah,
Crossing.
I'll down. I'm not sure if I'll play, but I'll definitely keep it. I have plenty of memory on my. I only buy the best of the best. So micro SD cards for my Switches. Okay, so
Mhm.
I can fit that game. um, for somewhat expected news, some people were holding out in hopes for this, but Catherine Full Body has a Nintendo Switch release date. So that's
Mhm.
super cool, July 7th. I think the only reason why I'm going to hold out for the PS4, like a PS4 sale, is I don't know, like as much as that game is a kind of grab and go, like super cool to party play those puzzles on your Switch. I don't know. There's just there's something nostalgic about me playing that game back on the PS3, the original game. This is the updated version uh, on the TV, and I think I'm gonna keep it up because you got to do those anime scenes justice by playing them on a big screen.
Mm.
That's just my opinion. But yes, for those who don't know, Catherine is that it's like a half story, half puzzle game where like I said, there's anime scenes, there's also in-game scenes where like you have to weave your way through like the moral choices of like cheating on your girlfriend or staying loyal to a girlfriend and all that stuff. And it's a pretty interesting game. And decisions you make, whether or not you go with one girl with another, and will kind of affect your ending. And then during the dream sequences, you have to climb up these you're in a nightmare dream climbing up these towers, and you have to pull and shuffle all these blocks in order to be able to climb on them to go all the way to the top. And that's this. This is the updated version called Full Body, where there's a new character, new scenes,
Is the new character
new.
also named Catherine?
I wish, if only they found a third letter that
Third
still
Catherine.
enunciates Catherine the exact same way. But no, the new character's named Ren. I don't know anything about her. Like I said, I haven't played it yet. I really, oh man, I'm baking too. And
Yeah.
but yeah, and there's new game modes. I know there's like a story mode, an easy mode, a cruiser mode, whatever, where it's more for people who just want to watch a story. I don't know if it like stops you from being killed, because you can be killed in that game, but yeah, sure, if that's what you want. But yeah, Nintendo Switch, July 7th, super cool.
Dope.
3 more. I'll just blast through them. We got a game, Shin Sekai, Into the Deeps. It's a pretty cool narrative-ish game that's also available on the Switch right now. Although I don't believe that's free to play. I believe you have to pay with your hard-earned money to be able to play that one. But it's a completely underwater. You're kind of like a deep diver, and you're just going around like it's another one of those post-apocalyptic kind of like backstories where it's just like, you fucked up. So now as the new ice age is coming, because none of those Republicans cared about the climate change, and this is where we're going. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to get political, but yeah, you just deep dive, and I guess you're underwater to like find new resources or find a new world. But you go on this crazy adventure where you just keep going more and more down underwater, and you have to manage things like your oxygens and pressure levels, because when you go deep underwater, it might crush your bones. I'm gonna be honest with you, that's just science. And you can fight people. There's boss battles. There's also a cool time mode where like you have to go through the underwater level and fight the boss either in a certain amount of time or to clock a time for like leaderboards or something like that. And plus the music that you hear in the background, you can go in the options and kind of like remix them, like wiki them. I'm just kidding. But you can add like these filters on top of the music, of the background music, and like just kind of change it up and like make it more interesting. So if you're into video game music, if you're the kind of person who like favorites video game soundtracks on Spotify, this game's for you, I suppose. Bravely Default 2 has a demo today and a release date, I think. Whatever. The demo's out. If you can't wait for Bravely Default 2, go ahead, download the demo. I actually don't know much about Bravely Default, but watching the direct, I was just like, that might be a game I'm into, even though I'm not that into turn-based anymore, which is why Final Fantasy Remake looks like the best game in the entire world, because it's my favorite Final Fantasy without the waiting. So, and finally, not a new game, but Star Wars Jedi Knights Jedi Academy. So many Jedi, like there's so many Jedi. It says Jedi twice in the title, and yet there's all these rumors of like Lucasfilm being really like Disney being really strict about putting Jedi in the name of the newest Jedi. They're just like, no Respawn.
Two times Jedi.
No Respawn. You can't have lightsabers and Jedis. We're only going to give you like just crap characters with only guns. And then Respawn's like, come on, please. Like, all right, fine. You can have some Jedi. No wonder why they're so strict, because they let someone name a game Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. Anyways. So now you can play on the Switch. And the only thing I know about that game is how cool it looks in videos. You're jumping around, everyone has lightsabers and all that stuff. Looks super dope. So yeah, there's that. And that's pretty much the bigger news. There's a lot of stuff like there's a new expansion to Ring Fit Adventure. There's the expansion for Ultimate Alliance 3 where you fight Doctor Doom and all that stuff. There's an Animal Crossing update, but I was mostly talking about the upcoming holidays.
Yeah, I'm just like, they have that Easter update that's coming up.
So I'm like, that's super cool. I like it. I was actually more excited about the 2K announcements, because they're sort of going like Scissor Rule, like game after game after game kind of thing, where they're porting over Borderlands. It's called the Legendary Collection. I don't know. That's the first time I heard those.
Is that everything? Is that everything?
I don't know. I have zero idea, to be honest. But that's the first time I heard that collection of words. Haha, Legendary Collection, get it? And it has the BioShock collection, which is super impressive. I want to see that on the Switch.
I might actually pick that up for the Switch. That sounds like a good sit down and play game.
Hell yeah. So for those who don't know, that's BioShock 1, 2 remastered, and BioShock Infinite, and their DLCs. So hells to yeah. And then XCOM 2 collection. So all the 2K games you can ever want. I don't remember when they're coming out, but sure, why not? Keep an eye on them. And a character from ARMS is coming to Smash. They're the first part of the season 2 of the Fighters expansion pack. So
that's cool.
they didn't say which one, but they said it's coming from ARMS. So
that's
yeah,
pretty dope.
and if you like Burnout Paradise, sure, more Burnout Paradise. Let's keep re-releasing. EA is just like, it's the only Burnout that sells. Keep re-releasing it. And yeah, yay. Oh wait,
Neat.
I'm sorry. One more.
One more. Go ahead.
If you love the idea of Elder Scrolls Blades, but you're not too into playing mobile games on your phone, it's coming to the Switch in spring 2020. I am excited about that, to have full precise range of controls instead of like on screen, whatever, how about to do on my phone. So yes, thumbs up.
Dope.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Let's see. For gaming news, for me, I kind of wanted to shout out a couple things that are happening in video games that are like coronavirus related. So I'm just gonna list off a couple of notable things that I saw. So one, GOG.com, they have a list of free games you can download and play. It's like part of their like stay at home incentive thing. And so if you go to like gog.com/partner/stay_at_home, there's a there's a catalog of video games you can download for free and play. I've never played any of these games that are listed here, but they're free, and you can't argue with free. They might be terrible, they might be good, who knows? But they're definitely free. Noticeable ones on here are Gwent, the Witcher card game. That's on there for free, and Hello Neighbor, the Alpha Edition, is also on there. So as far as notable ones, those are two that are like notable games that are on that list. So if you're bored and looking for something to do, check those out. Other news for coronavirus and video games. Nintendo donated some face masks to emergency services. Very interesting. Also, kind of very nice of them to do. So they had these masks like originally purchased for emergency planning, like within Nintendo. But then COVID happened, and they're like, "Oh, we don't need these," and then they gave it to emergency. They distributed over to emergency services, which is kind of cool. I think that's really neat that game companies are doing things like this during this time. I think it's worth shouting out. Sadder news because of coronavirus. Halo Infinite development is being impacted by it, unfortunately. And so, yeah, it may or may not slow down release. Most likely it will. But yeah, that's getting affected by it. And some pro players. Oh no, not a pro players. The FaZe Clan's coach was diagnosed or tested positive for coronavirus, so he's going to be out of commission, unfortunately. And League of Legends and Overwatch League and a bunch of other stuff has been suspended, and tournaments moved due to it as well. So that's kind of sucky. But I do like that they are canceling them and prioritizing health over money. I'm not saying that that's the reason they're doing it, but it's nice that they are doing it.
That's right.
Yeah. GameStops have finally closed their doors. They were staying open and trying to remain an essential business, so that their employees wouldn't have to, wouldn't be able to go home and stuff. Super lame. But as of March 22nd, my birthday, they closed their stores and moved from digital order. They're moving to digital orders and curbside pickups. which is good. If you want to pick up your game via curbside or if you want to get the digital version, do so because it's better than going to the store and interacting with human beings.
Um, Also, though, as a side note, I don't know 100% how this is a thing, but from what I'm understanding, if you have a pre-existing pre-order that's not fully paid off, they currently do not have a system for how you can pay that off or get your money back, I
Oh, womp
think.
womp, dude. That
So
sucks.
sorry about any pre-orders that are coming out soon during all this stuff. So
But also, why partial pay for a pre-order? You're either all the way in or you're not all.
I mean, I get it. When I was a wee lad, I would pay the $5 to hype myself up and promise to myself that I would pay it off and come back for it later. So, when you're low on cash but really want to play a game,
It's just forcing you to buy the game later.
yeah, pretty much.
Man, I don't know if that's the best thing to do, my man. I don't know if that's the best thing to
Hey, I was a
do.
kid and I
Yeah,
was promised money as a kid.
yeah. Uh, yep, that's it for gaming news. Let's move to one of our fun segments. Get to know your pixels. So, Victor, what's something that you've been like a hobby or some activity that you've been able to catch up now that things have slowed down business wise for a lot of people due to COVID?
Yeah, so lately, like I've been buying but not really doing anything about it. These figures, like for example, I bought this DBZ figure of like little Goku and his little like capsule like motorcycle and all that stuff, and it's one of those things where you have to like clip off all the pieces, put them together, and like paint it and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Um, Obviously it's intimidating because I don't have the painting skills. I've been meaning to buy like a burner set so I can fuck that one up and then take my experience and like really do this one up. Um, but now that I had all this time and I was like super bored, I just got impatient and I just assemble it. So it's a clear like little Goku on a motorcycle. He's not even like white. He's like sort of like this weird clear plastic. So I'm not sure how they expected me to paint it, maybe to prime it first with like a white base and then start painting it. Who knows? But yeah. So I was able to assemble that. I also have a Cowboy Bebop Spike Spiegel. Him you don't have to build, but he is very posable. Unfortunately though, he doesn't come with a posing stand, so it helps him stand up straight. You kind of have to. It's like teaching like a drunk person to stay still, and like you have to like take this figure and like manipulate him in a way where he's able to stand on his own, but also doing something cool, which is very
Mhm.
hard. Trust me. Spike Spiegel is very skinny and very stick like. So so it's very off. But other than that, I got so much cleaning done. So much cleaning done. There's I'm one of those people where I put off. I like to clean, but it takes me a long time to clean. Like my office would continue to be a mess and a mess, and it's piling and piling, and then eventually I'll hit like this cleaning mode where I'll basically clean all day, and it's just a thing I can't turn off until absolutely everything's perfect. Like borderline OCD. So I finally got around to the office, took everything out of my drawers, took everything off the floor out of my shelves and stuff like that, and I rearranged almost everything. So lots
Mhm.
of cleaning, lots of figure perfecting, and I think tomorrow I'm gonna finally crack open my PS3 and figure out what's wrong with that. I don't know if it needs a new power supply or maybe I'll just put some more thermal paste on the piece on the CPU and see if it turns back on.
Well,
But
good
yes,
luck, man. Good luck
yeah,
with that.
yes, thank you. I mean, thank you.
For me, what have I been able to catch up with now that things have slowed down? To be honest, so I work from home, so my days are always the same, no matter what. This virus changes nothing. Um, but the workload has been a lot lighter. So I don't know. I've been cooking more. I've been cooking a lot more, mainly because we got to work with what we got here in the house. Uh, so I've been making more food using my Instapot a lot. But we've also been watching a crap ton of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think in the past 2 weeks, we, like, binged 5 seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Because it's literally, like, we play Animal Crossing, and while we're playing Animal Crossing, we just have Brooklyn Nine-Nine running in the background, and we literally watched a season in 2 episodes, over a season, like,
Right.
in one sitting. And I was just like, "Oh god, what's wrong with us?"
I love that show. I chosen Scrubs myself to binge.
Oh, did you see the thing where I think the actors who play JD and Turk, like, got together on, like, FaceTime or something after a bunch of time and just hung
Mhm.
out? I think it was pretty cool. I like that they're best friends.
Yeah, real life best friends.
Yeah. Alright, moving on. Game shout out of the week.
Yay.
You wanna start? What's a game this is okay, hold on, let me introduce the segment again, in case people don't know what to say. Game shout out of the week is where we shout out a game that's came out this past week or is coming out this week. And most of the time we wanna give a shout out to the games that aren't gonna get a lot of attention because they're not AAA titles and media is biased and all this bullcrap.
Except for that one time where I shouted out a mainstream game.
Yeah.
But Brian still was just like, "Oh yeah, I'll, I'll take a look at that one."
That's true, that's true. What was it? What was it, Capcom's Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something like that?
It was a Konami's Yu-Gi-Oh
I'm
game.
I'm okay with whoring myself out for Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. So
Yeah, it's completely fine. So today I got a port release, but all the same, if you have not heard of this game, please grab it on like PC, PS4, Switch, and all that stuff. But it's coming out for Stadia today. Definitely don't get it on Stadia. But it's a game. It's a game from Modus Games and Sketchbook Games, and it's called Lost Words Beyond the Page. And I was checking it out the other day. I'm gonna go with the other day because time is lost when you're just inside all day. But it's a really neat platformer where most of the game is taking place in like a journal and like a diary, and the book opens up and like all the words are going on, and then all of a sudden the character you play as is like a little drawing inside of the diary, and she's walking along the words that are being written that are appearing as it's being narrated. So as the character is, you know, recollecting and regaling the tale that they're writing on the diary, the words would appear. The words, the sentences themselves are the platform, and you can jump all over the different paragraphs and sentences, all that stuff. And since everything is kind of moving,
yeah.
each turn page is like a new little section of like the platforming level. So like one page will finish, it'll flip on to the next page, and then you'll land on a new the next page of the diary, and with all different words, and the layout of the words, aka the stage, the little platforms changes, and it's like it's very cool. Some words you have to step on to advance the story, and some of them are words that you can kind of pick up and drag and like interact it in terms of context. So for one, there was just like, oh, this bridge is out. If only there was a way to repair it. And the word repair kind of turns into like a little cloud. You can grab the cloud and hover over this drawing of like of a bridge, and the bridge will begin to fix itself. And as it's doing that, you can begin to walk along it. So it's very neat. It's very dynamic and like very contextual gameplay and stuff. So like it's like a narrative game where the narrative never stops. Like the gameplay is the narrative and all that stuff. So it's really neat. There's also these dream sequences where it stops going from the diary to like now you're in this person's dreams, and like all sorts of wacky, crazy, and emotional stuff happens. So it's very neat. I don't know what it's about. I was just watching the trailer the other day, and I was like, oh my god, is this out? And for some reason, I didn't check that part because it is out.
Yeah, my game is also out as of today, the day that we're recording it. It's called One Step from Eden. It's developed by Thomas Moon Kang, and it's published by Humble Bundle.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so this game, if you like look at the trailers, it like immediately looks like Mega Man Battle Network. Like it's like the grid system where you move back and forth across the grid and you like attack the enemies on the other side of the grid. But the twist here is that it's also got like deck building elements to it. So you make like a deck with your attacks and spells and stuff, and then use that to like beat your enemies. And the game looks really cool, like really nice. There's really good like particle effects, and the sprite work looks really good. And the whole game itself is just, it looks awesome. So it's on Nintendo Switch and PC. Definitely worth checking out. Currently, initial reviews for it, it's on Steam, are really positive. I haven't played it yet, but I'm definitely buying it as soon as this is done. And then I wanted to shout out a game that I mentioned on a previous game shout of the week. So it's called Death Trap Dungeon, and I want to shout it out because I actually bought it and I played it, and after playing it, it's fun. It's a good game. It's a full motion video game based on the book series, of one of which is a book called Death Trap Dungeon. So there's a series of like choose your own adventure typey books that have like dice rolling mechanics in it. And one of the books that's most well known is Death Trap Dungeon, and so they made that into a game on Steam with FMV of some famous actor who sits and narrates the whole story while you go and explore this dungeon and choose your like path and things like that, and roll dice to try to beat monsters and stuff. And so it's kind of like playing D&D without having a dungeon master. It kind of like scratches that itch. There's times where the dialogue gets repetitive a little bit for when you do certain stuff, but for the most part, it's not super noticeable, and it's actually really it's a lot of fun. Especially if you're a fan of those types of books and have grown up with those books, it's a pretty cool game. So wanted to give that one a last shout out because I actually played it this time, and it's good and it's worth checking out.
Dang, our first double shout out. It sounds like a Brian game too. So
it is such a Brian game. So take that with a grain of salt. Brian plays a lot of weird ass games. He's really basic, but he also likes to get weird with it.
If it's based off a book or kind of plays like tabletop, it's a Brian game.
Brian likes board games. If it plays like a board game, Brian will like it. Even this one, One Step from Eden, has cards and deck building.
That's right.
So Brian likes this game too. And Animal Crossing, which Brian may or may not like right now. But yeah. Any closing thoughts, Victor?
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Sing happy birthday twice while doing it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as always, thank you for listening. Hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy out there. And hopefully, this made your day a little less boring. Or maybe it made it worse. Either way, you should let us know by reaching out to me at brian@noisypixel.net or commenting below on the YouTube version of this podcast. If you did like what you were listening to, be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube video if you're listening to this via YouTube. Even if you're not, you should go to the YouTube version and do it anyways and really help us out.
That's right. Brian works so hard. Mark works so hard. Brian doesn't do shit.
Brian doesn't do shit. Do it for our boy Mark, who does so much work for our YouTube version of this video. And be sure to check out noisypixel.net, the website version of this podcast that it's exceptionally more video game related than this podcast is. There you'll find gaming news, reviews, previews, interviews, ton of good gaming content written by us and the other Noisy Pixel team members, of which there are many. I cannot list them all out for you, but there's an About Us section, so check it out if you want to know who's around.
There's more than one Australian now.
I know. Trippy. But Jacob will always be our resident Australian.
That's right.
But anyways, until next week, we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Boy.